one of you for being here tonight. And on behalf of the other 30,000 people in the U.S. with cystic fibrosis and the 70,000 worldwide, I know they're with me here tonight, and thanking you as well for being here. So thanks for coming out. Thanks, Bill, the CF Foundation. They are the best organization that I've ever seen. But my story starts back in 1982 when I was born a beautiful and cute baby girl to my lovely parents who are here tonight. I also have two older brothers who are CF-free. But when I was 18 months old, my parents got the news that I had cystic fibrosis. And they were told that I probably wouldn't live long enough to graduate from high school, which I can't imagine hearing that about your child or someone you love. But on that day, my parents could have done a number of things. They could have let CF engulf us. They could have made CF our lives. Never let me out of the house. They could have kept me in a tent or something away from people, but they didn't. They let me, from that day on, they made the decision to let me be just like every other person, just like every one of you. I've got two older brothers. We grew up, we would get up at 7 a.m. My one brother would sleep in, but my other brother and I, we'd get up about 7 a.m. and until 9 p.m. that night. When my mom whistled, we'd run back home. We'd be outside all day. And that's the way it should be. I played sports, I sang, I played the trumpet, thanks to my dad. But I was just like every other person, you know, and I thank them for that. And today, you know, CF, we have our ups and downs. When I was a kid, I would take enzymes every time I eat. Today, I take about 40 pills. And what these pills do is, because cystic fibrosis mainly affects your lungs, and also your digestive system. So I have to take artificial enzymes every time I eat a meal. So 40 of the pills I take a day are these enzymes. So growing up, that's what I knew. And then when I got to be about a teenager or so, more treatments came out. Thank you for anyone who's donated over the past 20 years. We started funding new treatments. So during my day in my life, I started adding maybe a breathing treatment or taking more pills. And up to till today, I spend approximately an hour or two when I'm healthy on chest physical therapy. I put on a vest and it fills up with air and it kind of shakes me all around and makes me cough. Because what we want to do is we want to keep our lungs clear because we have a hard time with all this extra mucus that's in our bodies, keeping it clear. So I do that every morning. I take a few breathing treatments every day, and it's just crazy the progress. There's 30 drugs being developed in the pipeline, and like Bill mentioned earlier, Shelley, it costs $1 billion to get these drugs from paper into my hands. And if there's 30 of them, that's $30 billion, and that's a lot of money. But they're being developed, and the scientists are working, and the doctors. One of the great doctors from Michigan is here tonight, and she's working as hard as she can to make sure we can get these drugs. And I know we can do it. And just like Shelley announced yesterday, the huge development for the Vertex study, it's going to be huge. I was in the trial last year for a drug very similar. And what that drug is going to do, instead of treating the symptom and treating my cough and treating my digestion, it's going to go right to my cells, and it's going to help my CF gene function, the protein function correctly. So that will alleviate symptoms before they even happen. I can't even imagine that. You know, these kids being born today are going to be grandparents. And when my parents were told I wouldn't live long enough to graduate from high school, I'm 27 now, and it's awesome. It's because of you. I'm going to retire next year. But CF is, I haven't known life without cystic fibrosis, and I do all this stuff on a daily basis, and I don't even think about it. It's just like if somebody needs to start taking a new cholesterol medication or, I don't know, a medication that the average person takes. It's just, I just do it, you know? And what it's allowed me to do is what doctors have told me I wouldn't be able to do. And just last year, I ran a half marathon, which is 13.1 miles. I ride my bike. So my goal this year in October is to run the Detroit Free Press Marathon, and I ride my bike from Chicago to Detroit, Detroit to Chicago, and I'm very active, and that's also played a part in my health. And this wouldn't be possible honestly, I'm saying this from the deepest part of my heart, it would not be possible without you guys, because you are funding the research, and you are funding these new medications that treat my lung infections. So instead of going to the hospital every 2 months for IV antibiotics, I'm going maybe twice a year. And that's because I'm on these daily medications that help me, and you're funding them. So I want to thank you guys for coming tonight. And I'm really working on that canoe trip. So who's ever been on that? I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying, I would not do it. Or maybe we can go together. I don't know. But it's my honor now to invite my friend Kevin up here, who's going to help me out. And we're going to have a little fun before dinner. And I'm sorry about table 3 over there. I'm sorry about your steaks. We'll get you some fresh ones. You want this one? Oh, there we go.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kevin, and I'm here to help Emily. And also for you, now is your opportunity here to directly support the research for cystic fibrosis. And we're going to be doing a bid, so hopefully we can get a cure and one day change cystic fibrosis to stand for cure found. Okay. So what we're going to do right now, I'm going to go through a series of amounts, and hopefully your